morning, members of the Fourth Estate. A couple of days ago, the President of Uganda declared war against democracy, the rule of law and constitutionalism in his address, which coincided with the 250 years of freedom of the American people. He has his own intentions for having done that. And if you remember, he said there are certain religious people who wrote to him and informed him that what is being done is against the Constitution and the rule of law. And as a man with a PhD in reverse psychology, and also using displacement methods in psychology, he does exactly the opposite of what people who are supposed to guide him say. You are well aware that Ugandans are unendangered species. In the middle of his leadership. And we were just glad that he came out in open to come and dispel some of the doubts that we had. And also the confusion that has been propounded by his very son, the CDF, Muhoozi, who in the recent past has been at the helm of the leadership of this country by taking over the executive authority of the presidency of Uganda. And we, as Ugandans, wanted the president to come out, since he has just sworn in, to tell us that he has ceded his executive authority to the son. And he tried to do that by exerting himself, unfortunately justifying what the son has been doing all along, which is definitely a contradiction of what people of his age would have wanted to believe a president should do. We have a reply to his statements, and I will read them verbatim from the PFF. We shall therefore address two issues in this press conference. One, a direct reply to the president's statement, which we think is unfortunate, and we shall ask him to withdraw as the president of Uganda. We shall also address the distractions that is causing the opposition by making us quite uncomfortable all the time as his party prepares to rig the LC1 elections. So the press release goes as follows. Fellow Ugandans, let's drop the theatrics and speak truth. Mr. Museveni Tibuhaburwa stood up and asked, why is Besigye refusing trial? Mr. President, with respect, that is a lie. The truth is the opposite. It is you who is obstructing justice. Since 16th November 2024, here is your record. Number one, a retired soldier, Colonel, retired Major Ronald Iduli, on the Besigye's legal team, was arrested on his way to court, to the court martial, arrested for defending a client. That was the message. Do not dare defend Besigye. This retired major was a counsel on the defense team. Number two, Counsel Aaron Kizza was arrested inside the court martial in front of the chairman, Freeman Mugabe. He was brutally dragged out like a thief for doing his work. A lawyer convicted for lawyering Number 3, Council Elias Lukwago was abducted from his bedroom and taken to the basement where he was severely tortured. The photos were all over for everyone to see, including yourself. His offense, serving General Muhoozi with the summons of court. Who made these summons? Justice Emmanuel Baguma, who you appointed as Justice of High Court to do your dirty job. In Uganda today, serving papers is now a crime. Serving court papers. Number 4, Senior Counsel Martha Karua was arrested and deported. A former Justice Minister in Kenya thrown out for representing a Ugandan citizen. That is how scared you are of the law and the message of Dr. Kizza Besigye. Number 5, every other lawyer standing with Dr. Besigye is followed, photographed, and intimidated. Their offense, their offices are watched, their phones are tapped, and this is not security, it is fear. And then you had the audacity to say Besigye should not get bail because he will threaten state witnesses who happen to be senior military officers. Of course, there was an example of a senior military officer who happens to be a CDF who was threatened by service of court papers. And he ended up committing atrocities to a civilian doing his job. No wonder other similar security agencies, especially the military officers, are so scared with a civilian getting bail. Shame on them and shame on your government. Let the nation answer. How does a 70-year-old civilian locked up for close to 2 years threaten senior UPDF generals? Generals with guns, with escorts, with the treasury behind them, threatened by a man in a checkered hooded shirt? That one sentence exposes you, Mr. President. You control the judiciary. When the commander-in-chief decides bail, we do not have courts. We have command posts. In which country have we ever seen a president determining who to give bail and who not to give bail? Then what would be the use of the courts? Here in the bush, he was the Chief Justice. So he wants to continue to be Chief Justice in a country established with institutions of government, including the judiciary. It's a very big shame. And to this is not about Besigye alone. It's about every Ugandan. If lawyers can be arrested in court, then no citizen is safe. If lawyers can be deported for taking a brief, then the Constitution is already buried. If a retired soldier cannot defend a retired colonel, then Uganda is not governed by law. It is governed by orders. And it does not stop there with Besigye. The people you call Yoaba Zukuru should not forget Sam Mugumya of the People's Front for Freedom, kidnapped on the 16th of August last year in Imbarara. Today is July 2026. His family does not know if he is still alive. No charge, no court, no body, just silence. John Bosco Chibarama of NUP, missing for 7 years. a father, a Ugandan, and the state shrugs. We don't know. Incidentally, last year, 2 years ago, when I was in Parliament, the Prime Minister admitted that they had Chibalama and that he was safe. Not only Chibalama, because there are very many others. I know about another one called the Muhammad, I forget the other name. He was also kidnapped and he has never been seen again. Muhammad Kanata, he was coming from Mukono area. He has never been seen again. But when we are talking about Chibalama, he obstructs, he swamps up everybody else. But several others also have never been seen again. This regime. Where is the Okukaraba you preached about, Mr. Tibuhaburwa? Where is accountability? You want to talk about indigenous justice and cows for a life, but you cannot even tell a mother where her son's body is. Mr. Museveni's sarcasm and application of reverse psychology is to escape his negligence of duty, as his son is busy taking over the executive authority. Those of you who don't remember, it is this president who has been, the first instance he said he didn't want to rule Uganda. He was in a bingo. He said, you people, you can now select a new leader. So that he sees those who can propose a new leader and he deals with them. They were wise and told him that it is you, nobody else. So he was happy. He had confused them. You know, you people, I have been leading you for a very long time in the bush. Now that we have captured, now you select a leader. He just wanted people, the naive, to do what he was telling them, but he wanted the opposite. That is the reverse psychologists we are talking about. You will also remember that this is the man who opposed the courts of law under his regime. When the late Andrew Kaira was arrested and detained and tried for treason, the state didn't have enough evidence to have him convicted. So they set him free. He was outside the country because he expected the courts to convict Andrew Kaira. The courts did not see any evidence to convict him. And when he came back, the first statement he made was, and I quote, if these European courts can free a man that we know is guilty, can free a man that we know is guilty, then we revolutionaries will stand up and oppose these European courts. What followed thereafter? Kaira was killed by gunshots. Up to now, we don't know who killed Kaira, but I hear he even instituted Scotland. He had investigators who we have been demanding for the last 40 years, and nothing has ever happened. And then when you hear the president saying that the courts have been failed, they cannot speed up the justice, then he wants to resort to mob justice. The president pronounced that people see the courts as slow and therefore resort to mob justice. And the president pronounced that as a mechanism for pursuing justice. Isn't it similar to the opposition to the courts when they freed Andrew Kaira, a mob justice that happened to Kaira in form of gunshots and he was killed? Can the president say that? Whose courts are they anyway? Isn't it public knowledge that the president appointed cadre judges? Isn't it public knowledge that each of the justices must get his nod in order to carry out a sentence or to make a ruling in any case? Nalowooza nti abatwaliddwa mu kooti nga teri abatutte mu kooti be balina obuyinza okulaga nti tebazza musango, nti tegwabasinga. N'olwekyo omukulu ono yeerabidde principle eyo ekulaga nti tolina musango okutuuka nga gukukakaseeko, so nga ye agamba nti olina omusango gwejjeeko bwejja. Era nno byonna byoleka butya bwalowooza ku kano Dr. Kizza Besigye ali mu kkomera ne Obedi Lutale n'abasibe abalala, nti yabasalira dde omusango bino kuyisa buyisa bivvulu basobole okutuukiriza ekirowoozo kye, naye nga ndabanga ekimulakira olw'okubeera nti no president w'eggwanga yayogedde ku lunaku era nga United States of America ejaguza emyaka 25 egy'eddembe ery'obuntu obwebange, twewuunya lwaki lweyayise statement yeno, naye olw'okubeera nti yakoonye ku bintu bingi nga bikwatagana ku nfuga era nga bikwatagana ne ku nfuga ey'amateeka ne constitution, ekibiina kya People's Front for Freedom ekisinze okukwagulwa President Museveni ne gavumenti ye kirina statement yeno gye tukoze era gye ngenda okusoma bukolokolo, nti bino bye tulimu si bya lwali ku Museveni, bino bye tulimu si bya kugezaako kubuzaabuza bantu. Mwami President ateekwa okumanya nti omusango okutambula obukwakku gulina kugwesigama era nga ye yalina obuvunaanyizibwa. Lwaki omusango gwavunaana Dr. Besigye n'Obedi Lutale tegugenze bukwakku? Kubanga waliwo ensonga zino wammanga ze muteekwa okumanya ku rekodi nti azikola okusobola okutangira omusango okutambula obukwakku. Sooka waliwo looya ate nga yali mujaasi naye nga yawummula bujaasi, retired Major Ronald Idui, era nga yali ku legal team ku kibinja ky'abannamateeka ekya Besigye. Bamukwata era ne bamubuzaawo. Message gye bamuwa yali emu, oyinza otya okubeera ku kibinja ky'abalooya ekiweereza Besigye? Naguno gujwa bamusiriza, situmanyi na gyali bulungi. Kanso Aaron Kizza bamukwatira mu court martial era bamukwata ng'omubbi oba w'enkoko, naye nga looya mulamba ali ku defense team eya Dr. Besigye. Sebo tebagenda ne bamusalira omusango, tegubeera kubeera musango ogwawaabirwa mu kooti eya waggulu okukwatagana ne ba civilian, okubeera nga bavunaanibwa mu kooti y'amateeka gwali ogwa Michael Kabaziguruka. Singa Sebo Aaron Kizza looya wa Dr. Besigye akyali mu kkomera. Kanso Elias Lukwago ng'agenda kuwa tabani wa President Museveni summons okujja okwewozaako kuwera ennemba n'omusango ogw'okutyoboola eddembe ery'obuntu ery'obwebange, bwe yagamba nti ayagala mu bwangu obw'ekitalo okutuga Dr. Besigye agende yeewozeeko olw'okutyoboola eddembe. Elias Lukwago bamukwatira mu makaage, ne bamukwatakwata, ne bamuwamba, ne bamutwala mu basement, nakati ali luzira mu bulwadde obwa mujimba. Ono yeewokubiri ku balooya abakulu mu ttiimu ya Dr. Besigye. Kanso Martha Karua yakwatibwa n'azzibwayo ne Kenya naye nga yakulira ttiimu ewolereza Besigye. Bino byonna bikolebwa omulembe gwa Mwami Museveni ono n'ekigendererwa okutaataaganya ttiimu ewolereza Besigye ye asobole okulaba ng'omusango gugenda bukwakku, ng'omusango ogwo guteekwa kukka Besigye mu vi asobole okumutuga nga takwatiddwako. Naye nga yeerabidde nti omuntu ateekwa okulamulwa, naye ng'okulamulwa okwo waliwo obwenkanya mu kulamulwa okwo. Kale no mu kulamulwa okwo okubeerawo n'obwenkanya wateekwa okubeerawo nze avunaanibwa okubeera ne balooya benneesiga abange ku bwange. Kati Dr. Besigye balooya ababe ku bubwe beyeesiga bw'okuteba oteeka mu kkomera, bw'ofufuggaza, bw'ogobaganya, bw'otiisatiisa, bw'oyagala okutta, tobakkiriza nagenda kukola mu mulimu gwabwe bulungi. Wandisuubidde otya omusango okutambula obukwakku ng'ate ebyo bye bigenda mu maaso ate nga gwo byereetedde. Mwami Museveni akitegeere nti kyeyendere bwalyanjola bino bye yabyereetera. Naye ekisinga okututiisa kwe kubeera nti President Museveni yagambye nti abantu y'ensonga lwaki batwalira amateeka mu ngalo. President okuwa akabega abantu okutwalira amateeka mu ngalo kyefaanaanyiriza lwe yayogera ku kuteebwa kwa Andrew Takweme Kayiira mu kinaana eyo mu gy'ekinaana nga baakajja. Yatwala Kayiira n'amuvunaana okulya mu nsi olukula, naye nga talina bujulizi bumukakasaako omusango ogwo. Kooti ne omusango negugoba, Kayiira ne bamuta n'alya butaala. Bwakomawo okuva ebweru statement yasooka okukola Mwami Museveni ono yennyini tibwabulwa yagamba nti kooti zino ez'abazungu ezaleetebwa abazungu bwe ziba nga zisobola okuta omuntu gwe tumanyi nti yazza omusango, ffe bakawunyansiko tujja kuyimirira tuziwakanye. Bwatyo bwe yayogera, nze kikyusiza mu Luganda, era ebyaddirira mu kuwakanya okwo Kayiira yattibwa nagulugujwa. Tetumanyi yamutta oba yalagira kuttibwa kwe, naye nga tumanyi nti yattibwa na mmundu. Kaakati Pulezidenti okuvaayo mu kiseera kino okwekokkola okubeera nti omusango tegutambudde bukwakku, nga yeekokkola enfuga ey'amateeka era n'akisembereza eky'abantu okutwalira amateeka mu ngalo, kiba kyekuusa ku kiri ekyaliwo, naddala ng'omuntu abadde avunaaniddwa omusango nga bwe gumuka mu vi gubeera gwakuttibwa.